Hi everybody and welcome back to my backyard once again. Today I have the feeling that this drone I have in my hand will be one of my new favorite ones. This is the DarwinFPV BabyApe ⅲ Pro. It's a 3.5-inch super lightweight little freestyle drone. In the box you get stickers, one set of 3.5 inches propellers. They are 3.5 by 2.5 by 3 from HQ, a battery strap with some screws and paperwork. They advertise this drone as cost effective. In fact, it's cheaper than the competition, but this cost reduction actually enabled them to make a simpler design and a way lighter drone, which could be quite a nice advantage, because with the ⅲ Pro inside, this drone will be around 162 grams, which is way lighter, like 20 grams lighter than the competition. And this is crazy, because 20 grams on such a tiny drone makes a huge difference and keeps it sub 250. Also, I don't see many cut corners, because the frame is a unibody, 3mm thick, and it's super stiff, well made, and you don't have the usual aluminum canopy, but a very lightweight 2mm carbon frame right here that houses a 3D printed TPU camera housing. Hopefully it doesn't have jello. If it doesn't have it, it's gonna be incredible. The battery can be top mounted, but you have to squeeze it through these two parts of the frame, or they also added holes at the bottom so you can bottom mount it. They suggest using a 4S 850 milliamps, probably if you can get them from their website, so you are sure they fit inside. And also, if you need extra propellers or extra stuff, you can select it at checkout, because of course they are minimizing the price as much as they can, and they don't include much in the box. The motors look quite nice. They are 1504 from Darwin themselves, and they are 4000 kV. And back in the day they would repurpose some off-the-shelf drone motors. It's nice to finally see them starting to make them themselves. Also, the flight controller is an all-in-one F4 with 30 amps, 32-bit ESCs. So really, I don't see many cut corners. They even added a quite beefy GPS up top and rerouted the USB-C up top again. So really, good job. And boom, the ⅲ Pro is finally in, and the weight is 168 grams, which is way lighter than most of the other 3.5 inches I have seen. And also, the camera seems to have a nice swivel range. It goes from 0 all the way up to like 35, and actually could go a little bit higher to 40, but you need to cut a little bit of this canopy. It's TPU, and probably you can cut a little semicircle in it. I'm gonna fly with the usual sub 250 720 milliamps 4S HV, because they fit really nicely inside this housing. You have a limited selection of batteries, and this is the only one I have that fits inside here. They say they have 850 that will fit inside, so maybe it's gonna be even better, a little bit extra battery. With this kind of batteries we are at 238 grams, so fully sub 250, and probably you're gonna be sub 250 with the 850 as well. So 22 satellites, 40 seconds, first arm, and actually we have low battery, but it's not really low battery, just because the battery is not calibrated properly, and I'm using a HV battery. Sounds silent, clean. I am in stabilization mode in angle. Let's go acro. Sun and... okay, some slight vibration, but it doesn't seem to be jello. I am so hopeful for this drone. This is my... oh! Right as I said it. I am very hopeful, and I don't know what the hell that was. I have no idea what happened. No idea. Okay, I'm gonna try keep flying. Maybe the propellers are a little bit bent. Yeah. What the hell is that? Whoa! What the hell is that? It's now a few days later, and I got the drone working, because I switched to Express LRS radio, because the drone originally shipped with Express LRS receiver I don't really use ExpressLRS too much. I like the DJI radio better, so I removed it, reflashed the firmware with Sbus enabled, and I had to update the firmware as well because it was on Betaflight 4.5.0 and I had to put it on Betaflight 4.5.3. I copied the settings, pasted them in the new firmware. It was working, but you saw it, after 30 seconds the drone would crash. So I don't know if it was because it's like 40 degrees outside and the ESCs were not taking it, or because of ExpressLRS, but I chatted with Darwin. They told me use ExpressLRS. We don't have tested Sbus yet, which is kind of a shame, and I don't know why they sell the version of this drone without receiver, but be warned, don't use it with Sbus until they say so, because it seems like you may have issues. Not used to this radio yet, but it seems to be flying quite nice. I have already done a test flight. It moves fast. It seems stable, even though I have crashed it. It seemed more stable yesterday. But it's one of the best flying drones I have tested so far. And that's crazy, coming from a cheap drone, because they made it to be a little bit less expensive than the other ones, but somehow, making it simple, they made it better because it's not super heavy, it's floaty, it's well tuned, it's lightweight, and it's really a joy to fly. Do we have the amperage somewhere? No. Okay, I have to look at the... Okay, 15 volts. Flies quite nice. You saw I cut a little bit of the foliage there. I have this robot I am testing, which has a propeller on the bottom, which sucks the grass up so he can cut it better. I am shooting many videos. I'm also shooting the review of this Oxbot R1 Pro radio, which doesn't feel too far from home. Only the switches I'm not used to, because the gimbals feels quite nice, and I am used to the DJI radio, so this is very similar shape and size wise to that radio. I also should have a Magpie, because you saw her hit before when I was talking about the drone, but I don't want to chase it because it's a nice little bird. I don't want to disturb it too much. It's crazy that it has this level of confidence with me. It's like a pet at this point, better than a dog actually, more intelligent as well. It's crazy. So I am very torn with this drone because I mean, it flies nice, shouldn't have jello, it's lightweight, it's everything I like, but then they drop this big drawback of not being able to use Sbus with it. And I'm like, you had it almost perfect, you had to mess up this. I don't want to say this bad, because if you use ExpressLRS, great drone so far. I have to give you the okay when I watch the stabilized footage back, but wow, that was very close, too close for comfort to my ear. We have been flying for 3 minutes and 25, still 14 volts. Not bad, it's also efficient. They say it goes 140 with a full battery. Do one. Okay, battery voltage. The radio is more intelligent than the drone because it understands what battery we are running, and it's telling me, well, this radio may save this channel because I'm always landing too late. So thank you, radio, for telling me. I didn't know this. It even gave me some kind of report card to rate the flight I did. I didn't expect this. I just watched the stabilized video back and it doesn't seem to have any kind of jello or stabilization issues, not before crashing but also after, which is crazy because I scuffed the propellers, they're a little bit bent, I bend them back, and I have a little bit bent back motor. So this simple TPU works amazingly at isolating the camera. And this makes me even more angry at this drone because you almost made the perfect drone and you had to fumble it. So if you use ExpressLRS, get it. It's a good drone, it's inexpensive, it flies nice, it doesn't have jello, it has a good GPS. Like, I don't see cons. Maybe they could have added a little naked camera mount in the front, but I don't want to nitpick too much because it's inexpensive. So DarwinFPV, I know you are listening to this video, please make the Sbus version of this firmware or take the care into updating it into a beta flight supported version so we can change stuff while flashing the firmware. My other nitpick about this drone and something I wish changed in another version is this battery holder, which is a little bit too selective in my opinion. I feel like, okay, I could undersling them, they added the mounts for the strap down there, but just make it flat at the top, use a couple of standoffs and it's perfect. I feel like this drone teaches us and the other brands a very important lesson. You don't need to go more expensive, add a lot of useless stuff like LEDs, side panels, aluminum canopies and just make the drones very bulky, because at the end something simple and lightweight arguably beats the other 99% of the drones I have tried out there. It's light, it works nice, it doesn't have jello, it doesn't have to be more complex than this. And as always, remember to like, subscribe and comment on this video. Let me know what do you think about this drone, and if you want to buy something, check out the links in the description down below, because clicking on them you help my channel a lot and many times you also find discounts. Thank you so much, stay safe and happy flying, bye!